Happy Friday, everyone. It's time for my daddy's podcast.
Welcome to the Lessons for Success podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wardlaw, middle school science teacher and high school football coach in South Carolina, USA. Thank you for tuning into the podcast heard by nearly 3,000 people across 17 countries, as well as almost every state here in America. These episodes are intended to be short and beneficial lessons to help you get more out of your life. You can keep up with the show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and even TikTok by searching at L4S Show. And remember, that's the number 4. If you're listening on an iPhone, go ahead and give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts to help keep our growing community going. Now let's start the show. Wow, I'm not normally one to buy into the hype that's usually put out by the media, but there's no doubting that coronavirus 2019, or COVID-19 as it's being abbreviated, is impacting the world on a level never anticipated. Whether it's schools being closed down or the stock market dropping, COVID-19 is leaving its mark on society. That's where our story comes in about a company that's trying to utilize the cells in our body to combat the disease. Welcome back, everybody, to a much-needed Feel Good Friday. In the midst of the frenzy going on in the world, I was happy to come across a story related to the treatment of the virus. I saw the story from CBS 2 in the New York area, and it featured a company that was trying to harness the cells in our bodies in order to combat the virus. A cell therapy company called Cellularity is storing cells that may be used one day to prevent COVID-19 from causing more cases of coronavirus. While vaccines may be far off and antiviral treatments are not having great results, one company is harnessing the natural abilities of cells to treat the virus. According to the report, around 80% of people who get the virus will recover on their own power. But people with underlying problems or the elderly are the ones who a treatment will benefit the most, because they will not be as geared to fighting off the disease on their own. Dr. Robert Hariri is the CEO of Cellularity, the cell therapy company trying to develop this treatment. In an interview, he shared that not everyone who gets exposed to the virus does not get sick. This would suggest that some people have a genetic resistance to the virus. Their immune system is the difference, according to Dr. Hariri. At Cellularity, they have actually harnessed the cells capable of killing off the virus, concentrated them in storage, and are multiplying them in order to increase supply. The cells were collected from human placentas and could be the key in assisting some people with the fight against the virus. If this sounds like science fiction, it certainly feels like it, but Cellularity has actually been using these natural killer cells to treat cancers before the company began working against COVID-19, where they have proven to be safe and well tolerated. The FDA is now looking at allowing Cellularity to begin preliminary testing of the natural killer cells very soon, especially with the growing public eye on the virus. So folks, as crazy as it may sound, there seems to be some promising developments in the treatment of COVID-19. In the meantime, be sure you're practicing proper hygiene in order to prevent the spread of germs, and hopefully this will all pass and be a memory in the near future. That's all the time I have on today's episode. I'll add the link to the news story I referenced in the show notes so you can see the science for yourself. Stay safe as you travel out and about, and I'll talk to you all next week on a brand new set of lessons here on the L4S Show. Take care, everybody. Well, folks, that's it for another edition of the Lessons for Success podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember that you can keep up with the show wherever podcasts are found, as well as the newly updated Lessons for Success YouTube channel. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok to keep up with more content from the show. If you haven't already done so, give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. That's all the time I have for today. Be sure to tune in for the next episode of the Lessons for Success show.